Welcome to another episode of the Real Tea with ESG. I am ESG, your realtor here in New York. And we wanted to talk about something really important right now, especially this time, tax time is coming up. So who better than to speak to than my CPA, the man, the myth, the legend, Stephen Rosen. Stephen Rosen, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Nice to be here, even though you're up there in a blizzard and I'm down here in Boca Raton, Florida.
Give us an overview about real estate and taxes. What new forms are coming out? I know that we talked about this earlier. You said there's some stuff coming out that people should be aware of.
Yeah, there's some changes. There's not that many changes that affect real estate, but when everybody wakes up in the morning, they should think about, what can I do to make my accountant happy?
And say that one more time, louder.
What can I do every day to make my CPA happy? And there's two new forms that you will be getting or you already got, and they're very important because if you don't have the forms and if the information is not correct, IRS is going to send notices months from now, and nobody will be happy about getting IRS notices. The first form is a 6419. which has to do with the advanced child tax credit. And for those of you who are receiving the advanced child credit each month, some people are getting $333 a month, different amounts. It shows you the total amount that IRS paid and how many children it was for. And so that gets entered on your tax return. And then depending on your income, you're either going to be entitled to additional credits, or you might actually have to pay something back. I haven't done 1,000,001 returns yet. It's only like the end of January. But I've seen that some people are actually entitled to more than they've actually received, and I haven't run into anybody who has to pay something back. So that's Form 6419. Very important to send that when you're submitting your other data. The other form that IRS is sending out has to do with the stimulus check that was issued in early 2021, the EIP3, and that's a 6475, which simply lists the amount that you got. That has to go on the tax return, because if you didn't get a check, then you can get credit for it on your tax return. What's happened in the last year or so is people would give me the wrong information, and then there'd be letters. And so for the rest of 2021, I was getting notices from IRS that people would forward me saying, you didn't report the right amount, we're making an adjustment on your return. And we really try to avoid those things.
Could you repeat that one more time? Just so for the people all the way in the back who didn't get that or didn't quite understand that last part.
There's no blizzard here in Boca Raton.
Not the blizzard part. I meant basically when they were filing the thing that they got from the government.
Okay. The Form 6419 has to do with the advanced child tax credit. Okay. Very important to submit that letter to your accountant. And the 6475 is a letter that will show how much of the stimulus check you received for the third stimulus check that was issued in early 2021, where people were entitled to like $1,400 per dependent. And so those are the two changes that I've made my clients aware of. Other things have changed, like mileage rates, but we don't have to get into that right now.
All right, so when in doubt, basically, if people are not sure, they should ask their CPA. And if they don't have a CPA, who should they be talking to, Stephen?
Well, you leave me no choice but to recommend myself. And since I like to talk about myself, I moved to Florida 6 years ago from Long Island. I'm licensed in New York and in Florida. I started my practice in New York and New Jersey in 1997. Before that, I worked for small and medium-sized accounting firms for many years. And I opted for small and medium-sized accounting firms because in those size firms, you basically get to do everything. You could be out in the field at a client doing auditing work or accounting work, and then you had to go back to the office at night to do income taxes. And we're talking, 30 something years ago, and not talking now where everybody's working remotely. So that's why I chose to work for small and medium-sized firms. And then time came and I started my own practice. And I just had that kind of experience that I needed to service businesses of all sizes. I have some that are not super, super huge. They rely on the big firms. Sometimes I'm called upon those super large firms just to do special projects for them. But most of my clients are in the startup to $10 million range. And they fit very nicely into my practice. I also have, just annual clients who I speak to on a regular basis. My whole focus in my practice, besides the accounting work, and I have a staff of bookkeepers who keep everybody up to date on a regular basis, the monthly clients or quarterly clients. But I'm progressive about tax planning. I want to be ahead of the game. I don't want anybody to come to me in February of the next year. I mean, I'll take them in, but I could do a lot better for them if I know where they stand during the year, rather than finding out in February of 2022, by the way, I made $600,000 last year. So it's better to have an ongoing relationship where we could do tax planning, and paying as little as possible, as legally possible, is very important. Presenting financial statements that could be used for mortgage companies or bonding companies if you're in construction is very important. And also, I take a look at my clients and I discuss with them the importance and the benefit of having a retirement account. And retirement accounts are the most legitimate tax deduction. And it's not like you're paying it to Uncle Sam, you're taking it from your left pocket, putting it into the right pocket, you're saving a lot of money. And, my overall approach is also to speak to you about life insurance. And if there's no life insurance, I'll bring in the life insurance specialists. And case in point, I took over a client 5 years ago. They had no pension plan. They had no life insurance. We put in a pension plan, and now they've got about 750 grand funded in that plan, which equates to just on the average about 250,000 of tax savings over the last 5 years. And we put in a life insurance policy. Unfortunately, the wife of the owner of this $10 million company, who also has 9 other real estate ventures, she passed away from COVID in August. 57, leaving 3 little grandkids. The family got a check for 500 grand, which we're using to fund a $400,000 pension deduction this year. So, I feel very fortunate to have gotten them to understand the benefit of following these plans. And unfortunately for them, they've gotten to see the benefits in full, which they're realizing now because it's tax returns can be done pretty soon.
Unfortunately, life happens and you want to be prepared. And so what you're offering is a game plan for different situations, just to have a game plan. So what's the contact information if someone is interested in reaching out to you just to have a conversation? How can they reach you?
Well, I don't have anything readily available, but actually I do, but I have to go digging for it.
Well, what's your
I do. What?
office phone number?
My office phone number is, I'll give you my Long Island number, which is 516-491-3887. My office number is 561-609-2388. And if you really want a New Jersey number, that's 908-403-4419.
All right. We're going to pause right here. All right, guys, thank you for watching. If you have any tax questions, talk to our CPA here. He's local. Well, he's in Florida right now, in the warm state of Florida. But you can always reach him on the cell phone or on his office number. You can always reach him. If you have any questions about real estate, don't hesitate to reach out to me as well. Anyway, thank you for watching this episode. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Looking forward to seeing you. Hold on, let me do that over again. I hated that one. All right, guys, thank you for watching. Make sure you share this with a friend, somebody who's going to find this stuff interesting or English. All right, guys, thank you for watching this episode. I hope you found some value out of this. If you know someone who might need this information, forward it over to them as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Talk to you later, and thanks for drinking some tea with me.